all are having a great day at home, and I am so sorry we can't all be together. But today I wanted to continue our study of non-standard measurements and comparisons. So after today's lesson, you will be able to understand that length is measured from one endpoint to another, and that by aligning objects, it is possible to determine which object is longer or shorter, or taller or shorter than the other. Let's practice. Let me give you a few minutes to look at the 4 objects I brought with me in my lunchbox. All right. So, before we start comparing and sharing what we noticed about the 4 objects in my lunch, do you guys notice the important black line down here? Do y'all remember what that black line represents? So that black line is our starting point. Do you see how no matter what size our objects are or what kind of objects they are, all of our objects start right here on the same line? That is important because if our objects started on different lines, then we wouldn't be able to compare them, would we? No. So which object do you guys think is the longest? Is it sandwich? No, I think it's Oreo, right? So the length of this Oreo package is, it starts here from this endpoint where our starting line is, and it goes all the way up and it ends right here at the other endpoint. So with that in mind, can someone tell me what the second largest object is in this lineup? So this may be a little tricky, even if we do measure. So we are going to start measuring Capri Sun here, right? Just like we're going to start sandwich here and apple. So we're going to start here. So let's say I was confused whether I wanted to end my other endpoint of my Capri Sun links, if I wanted it to end here or here. So in this example, it really wouldn't make too big of a difference because your Capri Sun, even if it ends here, it's still taller than Apple and it's still shorter than Oreo. And if it ends here, same situation. Still taller than Apple, still shorter than Oreo. Um, so I hope that helped jog your memory of the importance of our starting point, our endpoint, and what a length really is. So I am going to give you guys 2 minutes to discuss or think about appropriate objects that a trusted grown-up can help you collect throughout your home. Okay, so usually I would be walking around the room trying to help you guys brainstorm, but since I can't be with you right now, just know that you have about 1 minute and 30 seconds left. All right, guys, about 1 more minute left. And remember, this is just a discussion or a brainstorm of 3 different objects you can use. It doesn't have to be the 3 objects you end up using. All right, 30 seconds. All right, so that is 2 minutes. I'm sure you guys came up with appropriate and easy to find items throughout your homes. And I wanted to share the 3 objects I came up with. So I came up with my table lamp, the lamp that I use at my desk to help me see and read. I came up with my teddy bear. His name is actually Pooh. He's a Pooh Bear. And then I came up with my eraser. So the little pink erasers that we use in class all the time. So are those appropriate? I think so. I think that I can't get in too much trouble with a lamp, an eraser, or a Pooh Bear. But what if I would have chosen a mushroom for my backyard? I mean, that's fine, but no one ever knows with mushrooms. Like, I don't trust mushrooms, they could be poison. So let's just stick with kind of boring objects that are comparable. Okay, and before you guys start your activity, the things we need to remember are length is measured from one endpoint to another. And where should there should always be one standard endpoint. And that is going to be our start point, right? They all need to start the same place. And then before we can determine which object is longer or shorter or taller or shorter, we need to make sure that all our objects are aligned at that same starting point. So one endpoint and one starting point. All right, so today's take-home activity, you are going to find 3 different common objects around your homes. Once you have your objects, practice comparing the lengths of your objects. So at that one starting point, you could use a ruler to draw a line on a piece of paper, or you can use something that's flat, like a flat surface, like a floor or the table. And just play around with them. Take notes and make comparisons between your objects. Then I want you to sort your 3 objects in order from longest to shortest. And then once you do that, I want you to take a picture of your objects in their organized fashion. Again, from longest to shortest. So in our previous example, if I wanted to organize these in order from longest to shortest, I would do Oreo, Capri Sun, apple, sandwich. Poor sandwich. All right, and then once you take that picture, I'm going to need you to share your picture to our Google Classroom account, along with a short description of your 3 objects and what you learned today. All right, guys, have fun.